So I set a goal for myself, which is completely get my parents out of our family business by the end of 2026. If you're in business like I am, and specifically if you're in business with business partners or family members like I am, and you have a similar goal to be able to move this into something that can work without you, but yet feel all of the stresses that the world can put upon us from time to time, know that I see you. I feel all the same things that you do, and we get to do this thing together. So today is October 22nd of 2025, gives us one full year and a couple months to accomplish this particular goal. Which means everything that I'm doing in our business, so this is our business coaching business, needs to be set up around replacing both my parents, specifically my dad, inside the business, and ideally some of my roles along the way, so that the business can continue to operate regardless of if we choose to be in it or not. What's really put this full focus for me today, and why I wanted to turn this into a bit of a series, is October this year has been a bit of a tough month. About, well, almost exactly a month ago now, it was confirmed that my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer. All things relatively positive, but it does throw kind of a bit of a wrench into all the things that are going on within the business and different things that my focus is on. In addition to that, my grandmother's health, my mom's mom, who we are very, very close to, her health has been in decline for the last couple of months. And as of yesterday, again, as of time of this recording, she has passed away. Which again throws into context the craziness that has been this month. Why I think this is so important to just share, document, and talk through is that it is a really clear reality for us as we look at the business and the things that are impacted for three of us family members to be not 100% full force into the business. Now, fortunately, we've continued to build our businesses around having amazing team members that can continue to operate the business even when we're not at full capacity. But we are still in growth phase, and there are parts of the business that has kind of taken a bit of a back step because of the perfect storm of personal circumstances that has kind of arisen over the last month or so. So this highlights the fact of not only did I have this grand idea of being able to get the business to a point where both my parents can take a step back and not have to be in the business within a little over a year, but it highlights for us how important that is in any aspect, because frankly, we just don't know what life is going to throw at us. Being able to make the decision, make the choice to spend more time with family, to completely rearrange schedules, to really do the things that are important in life is got to be a critical component of building our business, but really any business. So if you're out there and you're watching this back later and you're thinking to yourself, especially when I say, hey, build a business that works without you, and you're saying to yourself, well, I don't really want to be done with my business. I like the job. I like to do the different things. I hear you, and I'm on board with that. However, in the craziest of circumstances, life can sometimes throw curveballs. And having a business that can operate without you gives you the freedom of choice to be able to do the things that you feel are most important in that moment. Doesn't mean that you have to sell the business or completely exit it. You can if you want to, but it doesn't mean that you have to. But it gives you the flexibility of choice. And seeing just a few pockets of our business, specifically marketing and lead gen, where we have been able to successfully systemize it and have a team that runs all of these things. Lead flow didn't just stop because we stopped doing some of the work. And it was a really good feeling to see that, and highlights why this vision of creating this specific business, to work without us consistently is such a critical thing for us to work through. So this series is going to be a documentation of me walking through this process of what it really takes to build the business that works without you. Being an Action Coach franchise, being in business coaching, and having gone through different aspects of this before, it's easy to teach the concepts. But I want to show you behind the curtains. I want to show you what I'm doing, how I'm thinking about it, how that's changing in today's world, where team members can become empowered by things like AI tools and automation, but still needing to have the right types of team members that can run different things. And how do we do this and make sure that things are happening effectively, and not just the really, really specific kind of lower contributor roles, but how do we start building management teams and start building management reporting structures and take these steps outside of the business. So that's what I'm going to be documenting. I'm going to be documenting kind of each part of the business as I go, and share with you what I've been working on over the last couple of weeks. So with that, what has the last week or two looked like? Where are we at? Where are we starting from today? Today in the business, we have 8 people on the team total. To think about it, because we've actually brought some people on in the last couple of months. There's the 3 of us that are family members and own the business. So there's my dad, who primarily is over coaching and over a chunk of sales. There's my mom, who is over a little bit of HR, a lot within some marketing roles, specifically strategic partnerships and different things like that, and does also a bit of sales. And then my role primarily is fully on operations, managing the team, financials, marketing, and then we'll tap into coaching and sales where necessary. We have 3 folks on our marketing lead gen team. We have an agency that helps with some direct outreach through LinkedIn. We have a full-time VA that sits underneath our full-time executive assistant, and that currently makes up the team as we know it today. A gap that we have seen has been filling a full-time dedicated sales position. So that is the thing that we are currently filling. So over the past month or so, we have put together the training plan, the comp plan, the job ad, the position agreement, everything to do with a sales rep for our specific business. That is really focused on success of the folks that they'll be working with. So a lot of the last month or so has been putting those pieces together. Fortunately, we've gone through the interview process, and as of today, actually, date of this recording, we've signed an agreement of bringing somebody on as of November 3rd. So the team continues to grow, and we're going to start filling in that next piece. Now, for those of you that are keeping track at home, there's a lot that needs to be done in order to fill a role that hasn't been officially filled before. It's been filled by those of us that understand kind of the sales component and things like that, but not from a structured positional standpoint. What this means is training and how we pass along some of this knowledge. So a secondary big piece of what I've been working through to prepare for this has been, what specifically does this person need to learn? What are all the stages within kind of our sales process that they need to master along the way? And how are we going to convey that information over in a way that is received and learned tactfully as quickly as possible? This has been a mix of mapping out the entire sales flow, along with thinking through what are the first few steps that a salesperson would go through with a prospect, and working on teaching those first. Teaching is in the form of a video like this, where I just talk through what it is that they're going to go through, making sure that the scripts that are all oftentimes just in our head are written down and kind of played with and tweaked and ready to go. And then taking some time to video through what that looks like so that somebody can take that and start to learn it themselves. Creating an actual knowledge hub where somebody can go and see all of these things, see the resources that are going to help them be successful, setting up time on the calendar to role play these types of things. If we're thinking some marketing roles, some sales roles, we have to go through that process of hands-on training. Like, it can't just be, here's a video, watch it, go figure it out. It needs to be, here's a video, here's some ways to do it, here's some past examples of other people doing it. Now let's train that together and let's role play the different scripting and let's talk through different scenarios and make sure that you've got kind of that hands-on learning as you start to go into this role. Now, what that does is it starts to create a system, and the system is replicable so that when we're ready to go from one salesperson to two or two to four, we can do that more effectively and more efficiently the next few iterations as we go. So that currently, at this moment in time, has been the biggest focus of the next thing that we need to fill within the business. Now we're coming to just about the close of 2025, which is absolutely insane to be thinking about. But as we come to the close of that, we'll be looking at what's the plan for 2026. Not only what do we want to accomplish within the business, but what roles are we going to need to fill along the way. So we'll start to put together the plan for January, February, March. What team members do we need to bring on to the team? In what order? How do we start filling those roles? What training modules and systems do we need to create to make that a reality? And ultimately, where can we supplement and add in some things with automation or AI that can help lessen the load as we, one, bring additional team members on, and two, potentially fill some roles that couldn't have been filled by technology in the past. So this is where the focus is going to be. I will be working through each of these in this particular series. I will likely show you behind the scenes in what some of the documents look like, what the training looks like, how I go about putting these things together. But I want to take you along the journey with me and share with you what this is going to look like. So to bring this all together for today, if you're in business like I am, and specifically if you're in business with business partners or family members like I am, and you have a similar goal to be able to move this into something that can work without you, but yet feel all of the stresses that the world can put upon us from time to time, know that I see you, I feel all the same things that you do, and we get to do this thing together. So I encourage you to stay tuned, keep along in this journey, and let's go build some pretty cool businesses.